is I believe that if you and I are drawing from the correct wells in our life, if we're filling our soul with the things God would have us fill, we'll be able to decipher in the moment, in the life situations where we're not sure what to do. God, what do you want me to do in this situation? Do you want me to fight? Do you want me to fight or flight, or do you want me to freeze? I think that if we can draw from the correct wells, if we can identify the things God has given us, the resources He has given us, and draw from those things, then we as a people can make the right decision at the right time. And this has been hard for me. There's so many battles I want to be a part of. There's so many causes, so many great causes that Christians are pouring into, and there's not enough time for me to be into all of them. And so I have to ask God in any situation, whether it means ministering to those who are addicted to drugs, because that's something I struggled with in the past, or whether it means stepping up against abortion, and whether it means volunteering in a ministry that is pro-life, whether it means tackling this huge demon of child trafficking that is coming to light everywhere. There's so many things in our life that we want to be a part of, and so I have to ask God, what do you want me to fight for? And so if I'm drawing from the correct wells in my life, if my soul is filled to the brim with the Spirit of God and with the other wells that I hope for you to see in this passage, if we're able to do that, then we're able to decipher the will of God. And our soul isn't filled with confusion, it isn't filled with worry, it isn't filled with doubt, but it's filled with discernment and wisdom. And so there's going to be times where God says, I want you to fight for these things. Sometimes God's going to tell you, I want you to flee from this thing. And sometimes God's going to tell you, I want you to freeze. I want you to submit. I want you to surrender. And guess what? God might call you to flee from something He calls someone else to fight for. So don't get mixed up. Just because God has told you to fight for something doesn't mean everybody has to fight for it. And just because God has told you to flee from something doesn't mean everybody has to flee from it. And when God tells you to freeze and to surrender, that does not mean everyone has to freeze and surrender. Just know that. We all have personal convictions. We all have personal callings. We have to, as people, fill our soul from the wells that God has given us, that we might know for ourselves should we fight, what should we flee, what should we freeze. So I hope that gives you a little glimpse as to why I talk about this. Also,